how to grow with your partner. We want to talk about how to grow when you're together in a relationship and get on the same page, because we've had experiences with this where it's been a real challenge, where you think you should be growing together and exactly at the same point, and that it just works. I mean, that you just grow together. And what we've realized is that's not the case. It's not normal.
It's not what you think it is.
A realistic expectation.
We want to talk about this because we get this question a lot from other couples who, you know, the woman or the man's ready to make changes in the relationship. One of them's ready, but they're not both on the same page. And this is really common. So we want to just like bust that myth, like that it's really common. So if one of you at the moment is feeling ready to make some changes and the other one is a bit nervous or a bit scared or a bit reluctant or on the fence, it's really common. And this has happened in our relationship time and time again. Every time we go to the next level in our relationship, one of us is always more ready than the other. In our experience, we can only talk from our experience, it's been me who's normally ready. And from most of the women that I work with, it's a really common theme that women are ready before men.
Because women typically, they sense, they have a stronger intuition, and you sense when something needs changing in the relationship.
Yes, they feel into it.
You feel the problems coming up, or you feel the things that just aren't quite right, and you want to make a change. So you guys start taking action first and foremost, normally, not always.
And this is where sometimes we want to give you a little tip to how to bridge this gap. So women start to say things like, I want more. I want more in our relationship. You might be saying things like, I want more communication. I want deeper communication. I want to talk about more things than just work, the bills, the kids, all that surface stuff. I want to go deeper. I want more connection. I want more quality time with you. I want more of your attention. A lot of guys are like stuck to their screens these days, and women are feeling like they're not just fighting with other women for their attention, they're fighting with their phone. So the problem that happens when women want more is, I did this as well before I learned this, so I can't judge you, but I want to help you not make the same mistake. So as a woman, when you come to a man and say, I want more of this, I want more connection, I want more communication, I want more intimacy, a man hears, I'm not enough. They hear, what I'm doing is not enough, she's not happy, I'm busting my balls, I'm trying really hard, I can't please her. So that's how they receive it. So that's why sometimes when a woman comes and is like, I want more, he rejects it. Because for him, it's like, I'm exhausted, I'm trying so hard, and it's still not enough. So it took me a long time to learn how to do this in a way that didn't make Adam feel those things. So I had to start first being that more in myself. So that's number one. If you want more in your relationship, don't go to them to get more. Decide to bring more. So I had to make that switch, and I encourage, and I share this with women all the time. If you want more in your relationship, you need to bring more. You need to be more. You need to access that more in yourself, whether it's a deeper connection with yourself, deeper communication with yourself, deeper intimacy with yourself. Start with you, and then you can invite your partner into it. And then it doesn't feel like you're saying, you're not giving me what I want, you're not good enough for me, which is how it's received by men. And I can understand now that I've learned this work, I can understand if someone came to me and was like, I want more of this, more of this, more of that, it would make me feel like what I was doing was not good enough. So ladies, just open your mind to seeing it, you know, understanding and seeing it from their perspective and how it's making them feel. And I know that's not your intention. I know your intention is not to make your man feel like he's not good enough, because that was never my intention either. I know that your intention is pure, that you want to experience more in your relationship. You want to go deeper with them. You want to reach their heart on a deeper level. Like, you really want to get to know yourself and your partner more intimately. You want to know their fears, know their desires. And that's the second part I wanted to share of this. If you want to create more in your relationship, you've got to create a place first of accepting where you currently are. So I was expecting so much more from Adam, but I wasn't willing to accept that this is where he was. And I wasn't willing to meet him where he was. So ask yourself, why can't I accept where he is right now? You know, why do I need more? Why can't I accept where he is right now? And there'll be things that'll come up. And then you need to work through those things in yourself. It's not your partner's job to work through that. But once you face that, once I accepted that, oh, okay, well, I'm struggling to accept what Adam is right now because I really desire X, Y, and Z. I really wanted our relationship to look like this, and it doesn't look like that. Whatever it is for you, but it was similar for us. And so I first just had to come to a place of acceptance that this is where Adam is right now. And if I meet him where he is right now, and that doesn't mean like go down to their level, that's not what meeting means. Meeting means, I continue to grow. So I continue to work on myself. I continue to invest in myself. I continue to learn more about the feminine, deepen my communication, deepen my connection with myself. I did all of that work while still meeting Adam where he was. And I was okay with where he was. And when I say meeting, what I mean by that is I held a safe space for him. I didn't judge where he was. I listened. I respected where he was.
And I think the key piece from my perspective was really turning, when Aston turned from expectation, expecting me to be a particular way that matched her view of the world, to appreciating where I was, the things that she could appreciate. And maybe you're in a place where you're finding it very hard to appreciate anything about your man. Maybe your relationship is not good. But there will be some things that you can appreciate. Maybe you've got beautiful kids. Maybe you have a roof over your head and then plenty of food in the fridge. Try and find those things you can appreciate about what he has done for you and the family.
And make them known.
And verbally, make them known to him, because he needs to hear that. For a man, appreciation is huge.
The same way reassurance is huge for a woman, and women need reassurance all of the time. Men need appreciation all of the time. They need to know they're being rewarded for their growth. And this is the third part I wanted to share. When I started to reward Adam's progress and reward his growth, he wanted to grow more. It blew my mind. When I just accepted where he was, I did the work on myself, and then I shared it with him. So I'd invite him in and be like, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've stopped doing this and I've started doing this. And he would say, yeah, I've noticed. Like, what have you been doing? And then I'd share with him, I've been learning how to come back to my feminine, or I've been learning how to understand men better. Whatever it was, as I was going through that process, I would share and invite him into it, but not in a way of saying, you need to do this. It was more like, this is what I'm learning, and I want to share it with you if you're interested. And he was, because he could see the difference and he wanted to know what I was doing. But that third part was, I invited him in, and then when he wanted to come in and learn more, I rewarded him for making the progress. So I was like, thank you so much for taking an interest. Thank you so much for noticing that I have changed, that I am growing. Thank you so much for having the conversation with me about it. And do you want to know more? And if he did want to know more or expand on the conversation, I would thank and appreciate him for it, as well as thank and appreciate him for everything else he was doing in the house. But particularly, I started to notice where he was growing. Your partner will be growing at the moment. Even if you think they're not, they are. We are all on a journey. We are all on a personal growth journey. A lot of us are doing it a bit blindly, unconsciously, but we're all on a journey, whether you like it or not. We are all on a journey. Every single person is working through something right now. And this is why we had to come to a place of peace, that we will never be literally growing at the same time every time, because it's a journey within a journey within a journey. Adam has a journey to go through, I have a journey to go through, and so does our relationship. You add kids in the mix and it's a whole nother journey. And I know that with my children, if I try and force them and push them to be further along than where they're ready to develop, it backfires on me. And the same applies to your relationship. The same applies to your partner. As soon as you try and change somebody, they don't want to grow. And that's what I was doing. And this is, an opportunity to get really honest with yourself. And I can be really vulnerable and honest that I was trying too hard to change Adam. And it was creating more problems in our relationship. It came from a pure place of I wanted to grow with him. But the answer was not to try and change him. It was to accept him where he was, meet him in that, love him for that, and know that he is right where he needs to be on his journey. I am right where I need to be on my journey, and so are you, and so is your relationship. So even if you don't think your partner's working through something right now, I guarantee they are. And if it's a man, they don't always express it, especially if they don't feel safe to. And that safety for them comes from acceptance, comes from appreciation. You build safety for a man by making them feel appreciated, by making them feel understood, by loving them, not by judging them, criticizing them, punishing them, and trying to change them, which is what I was doing and what most women do. And I have conversations with women about this all the time. And I know it comes from a place of love and wanting to help them grow. And there's some fear that you have around growing apart in your relationship. But you will not close that gap or bridge that gap by punishing them, by withholding love, by judging them. That is never going to be the answer. Love is always the answer. So how can you love more? How can you appreciate more? How can you accept more where they are? And then you continue to grow. Definitely do not think that you can't grow. I have always grown in our relationship. And the more I grow, the more Adam sees the changes I'm making, the more he gets interested, the more he's curious. And when he is curious, I reward that curiosity. And I invite him into it with love. And then he wants to join me on the journey. And every time something positive comes out of it for both of us, when I trust the process. This is the key. The final message I think we'll leave with is you must trust the process. You know, you've got to trust that it's happening for you. Every challenge that we've overcome in our relationship, I know when you're in it, it feels horrible, but it's happening for you. And that challenge is what will help you grow together. So right now, you might think you're not growing together because you're experiencing a challenge. But if you look at that challenge differently, you will look at it as an opportunity that this challenge is actually an opportunity for us to grow together. So how can you lean into that challenge? How can you show more love, more appreciation, more acceptance? How can you meet your partner in that challenge instead of turning away and like blaming them, making them wrong and shaming them, and then you're turning away and then you will grow apart, because you're not using this challenge as an opportunity for growth. I think that's where we'll leave it. But it's growing with your partner is huge, and
it is a challenge. It's not easy.
It is a challenge
because you want to be at the same point, but you're never going to be at the same point.
You're never going to be at the same point.
Just have that deep acceptance, that appreciation for your man, and if you're a man, you go ahead and you do your thing. You go and grow, and you share that with your wife in a loving, supportive way. And accept where she's at, and if she's inspired by you and she's meant to come on the journey, she will.
Yeah, definitely. But also, I think Adam, like a last little bonus we'll leave, Adam had to learn to embrace the challenge of growth as well. He had to change his relationship to growth. So when I showed up differently and was like, I want to experience more with you, and I even took responsibility and said, I want to bring more to the relationship. So I didn't say you need to be more. I said, I want to bring more to the relationship. And that really turned him on, and he was like, wow, that's amazing that you want to bring more. You're already bringing so much. And so then that was exciting for him, that he was like, okay, well, I want to match you in that, because that's incredible that you want to do that for me and for you. And then we were able to grow more together. So just try and see this as a challenge to overcome that's positive. That you're gonna benefit. Your relationship is gonna benefit. Like it doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to mean that you're not enough. So look at the meaning. If you're making it mean you're not enough and you're not doing a good job, change the meaning. Like, you get to change the meaning. Nobody told you that, and I guarantee your partner didn't say that, because I never said that to Adam. I was never wanting more because he wasn't enough. I was just wanting more because that's the feminine. The feminine always wants more. And men, you've got to get used to this, because the feminine will always want more. She will fill up to overflow, and then she'll say, give me more. Like, when a woman's in her feminine, she loves to drink life and drink it all up and always wants more. That is literally the gift of the feminine, that there is no end. And that can be frustrating for a man, but it can also be really exciting, because it means the journey never ends. So it's an invitation to go in that dance between the masculine and the feminine. And learning that has helped our growth journey a lot as well. We don't have time to go into that today, but if you want to know more about the masculine and feminine energy and how that can help you grow together, we've got a whole heap of links below. Our 5-day challenge goes over the masculine and feminine energy and the polarity and the power that brings, and how it can help you grow together in your relationship. And we've also got a free ebook that dives into that as well. So we've got all those links below. Check them out. And if you've loved this, like, please subscribe, like, share it with a friend, share it with a couple that you know needs to hear this, that is struggling right now, that wants to grow together and is feeling frustrated. Like, share the light, share the hope. That's really part of our mission, to help couples feel that they're not alone. So please share that for us, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you next time.